Hello, I'm Dick. I'm with Redbridge Maple Farms, and tomorrow is the day. Another maple season starts. And we're going to be in the woods, and we're probably going to tap some 140 trees. And once that's done, the sap starts flowing, and we go to work. And today we have with us my wife Judy, Jennifer, and Patrick, who is on the camera. And we're going to tell you all about the different facets of the maple syrup season. Thank you.
Thanks, Dick. This season is going to be an exciting season. We're doing more trees than we did in the past. Our first year we did 50 trees. Last year we did 100. And as Dick mentioned, this year we're doing 140 trees. We're really also trying this year different methods of collecting the sap. So I thought I'd show you the methods that we're using. I'd also show you some of the equipment that we're using this year just to try to make the collection a little easier. So this is going to be our representative for our maple tree. And I think as you all may know, the first thing that you do is to use a specialty tap drill in order to get the hole in the maple tree. It's a 5/16 inch drill, and you just drill it right into the tree. And then the second thing you do is you have your spile or your tap. And then you just tap that into the tree, usually at a little bit of a down angle to collect the sap. Now what we've done for the last 2 years is we've used these sap bag holders from CDL with these blue sap bags. And you can hold about 4 gallons of sap in these. And they just hook right on there and they sit like this. And it's really amazing because we'll do this and the next day, this will be completely full of sap, which is amazing when you think about such a short period of time. So we're going to be doing that for the majority of the trees, but we're going to try a couple other different things as well. One of the things that we're trying to do is to use buckets. Now this is a 3-gallon bucket that was generously donated by Lynne's in Shelbyville, who has an amazing bakery. So if you have a chance, please go see them. But what I did was we just drilled a hole in the side, and we are going to hang this right on that, right like this. There's a little less sap in this than in the bag, so the weight shouldn't be a factor, and the lid we're hoping will help keep any debris that comes from the trees out of the sap. So filtering will be a little bit easier. So that's one way that we're going to do it. The second way that the third way we're also going to do it is we're going to use 5-gallon buckets. And if you want to turn that around, Judy. And you see what we've done here is that we have a tap that is at a 90-degree angle. And this goes into the same hole that we used for the other tap. And then we've attached a food grade 5/16 inch line that will drop right into this bucket. And the bucket will sit on the ground. So again, it'll gather more sap. It won't hang on the tree, but it's pretty heavy when we go to empty it. So we'll have to see how that works out. But we're trying little things differently to try to figure out the best method for collecting the sap. Now I thought I'd show you just a little bit about some of the equipment that we're using this year. If we want to walk over here, when we first started collecting sap, the way that we would do it is we'd use the sap bags, as I mentioned, and then we would put them in this bucket. We had 3 of these buckets, so we could collect a total of 15 gallons of sap per trip, which was a lot of trips. So this last year, what we decided to do is we upgraded this into these 55-gallon buckets, barrels. So these are food grade barrels, and this year we're going to be collecting with 2 of these barrels in the back of the tractor, which will hold 110 gallons total. So it goes from 15 gallons a trip to 110 gallons a trip. So we're trying to think of ways to make things easier. As you can see in the background, I have a lot of the wood ready. So we've been collecting the wood since about September. Fortunately, we have a big 40 acres of woods we can collect from the fallen trees. So we do that for 4 or 5 months in preparation for the sap season. The last thing I'll show you are these tanks. So these tanks here are 250-gallon food grade tanks. Obviously, we fully sanitize and clean all of our tanks, but we have 4 of them this year that'll hold over about 1,000 gallons. We're going to use one for sap, we'll use one for water, but it should help us make the collection of the sap and the storage of the sap until we run it through our evaporator easier. So now I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer, who's going to talk about, after we make this syrup, what are we going to do? Where are we going to sell it?
Thanks, Patrick. As you can see, we're kind of out here demonstrating here in our barn because it's really cold today. Otherwise, we probably would have tried to do some of this in the woods. It's like -3 with the wind chill, so it's pretty cold today. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about when we collect. Usually we start selling the syrup once we've got everything collected and bottled. We'll have it all bottled and ready to start selling at the beginning of April. We do sell our regular syrup, which is basically, the syrup, we just boil out the water and it's everything that comes from the tree. We do 2 other kinds. We do cinnamon and vanilla. So on the last boiling, we add in cinnamon sticks for the cinnamon, and it gives it a great cinnamon flavor. And then we filter those cinnamon sticks out right before we bottle it. And then for the vanilla, we have obtained vanilla beans from a family in Costa Rica. They're actually related to our family. It's the Morales family. And so we are using their vanilla beans, and just like the cinnamon sticks, we put the vanilla beans in the last boiling, and then we filter those out, and it gives it a great vanilla flavor. Many of you tried them last year. They were very popular. Our cinnamon and vanilla usually sell out first. So we will have all that ready to start selling beginning of April. We will also be selling, not only will we sell online, but we will sell over the summer at the farmer's market. Last year we did the Rushville Farmers Market. This year we're going to do Rushville and Shelbyville Farmers Market. We're going to kind of alternate weekends. So watch our Facebook for where we're going to be each weekend. And also this year we're going to do something special for the holidays. We're going to have some special gift boxes. So be looking for additional information on that when those are all ready and prepared. I'm now going to hand it over to Judy to kind of talk about our lavender that we're doing.
Thank you, Jen. And maple syrup isn't the only thing we have going here at the Red Bridge Maple Farm. We have lavender too. And last year we started lavender with 100 plugs from Michigan. And it went pretty well. We lost about 30 of the plants that we brought in of the 100. But those that survived really did well, and it's a wonderful fragrance. Even though they didn't bloom this year, you still have that good lavender aroma. So this year we're going to expand, and with the help of the Sunrise Greenhouse in Milroy, we're going to plant 100 more plus 30 that we lost. So we'll have hopefully we'll have 200 in the ground and doing well by the end of the summer. And we're really excited about it. And I am, because I'm hoping to see the first 70 that we planted bloom this year. It's going really well. It's looking nice and healthy, and we're having fun with it.